Hello again. It's me, Peter Alsop. And this week on my Songs to Chew podcast, I'd like to play another song for you that I performed in a live concert back in 1978 at McCabe's Guitar Shop in Santa Monica, California. It's called the AFL CIO Love Song. I wrote this song specially to play at the American Federation of Labor and the Congress of Industrial Organizations National Conference that happened in Los Angeles in December of 1977. I performed with Will Geer and the rest of the Geer family singers, including my wife, Ellen Geer. I'd been playing on picket lines and supporting unions for years. The AFL-CIO was, and still is, the largest federation of unions in the United States, made up of 55 other national and international unions, together representing more than 12 million active and retired workers. The union membership was quite diverse, gender-wise and race-wise, but the makeup of the union management was almost all white men. So I wanted to say something about that, and the best way for me to do it was to write a song. When I got to the conference, it was pretty much what I expected, mostly all old white men. I used to joke that it looked like a convention of Vice President Spiro Agnew clones. I guess I could say Vice President Mike Pence clones these days, so people would understand. And as you might imagine, I was feeling a bit nervous about doing this song. I mean, this was Jimmy Hoffa's union, the Teamsters, and the room was full of lots of big, tough guys. Fortunately, the Geer family supported me. I think Theodore Bickel, the well-known union folk singer, was waiting to perform after us. We started out singing a few good old union songs with them, and then I played this song for them, mostly solo. Okay, enough introduction. Let's listen to the song and then we'll talk. Oh, Ellen Geer sings harmonies with me. So, from my Draw the Line album, here's the AFL-CIO Love Song.
My, how I loved you when you were young and brave. You stood against injustice with the worker and the slave, and your beauty still excites me. Your spirit lights my way, but love like fire dwindles if you let it fade away. Well, I'm afraid I'll lose you to the comforts you have won. Your paycheck now means more to you than a job well done. When you fight against the greedy, the hardest thing to do is to keep a watch on how you fight so you don't get greedy too. And I'm scared to speak my mind. You're still the same, you'll say, but there's lots of young and poor folks who need you today. So I sing to keep our love alive. I pray you'll hear my song, 'cause our love got us this far. Our union must go on. Yes, I sing to keep our love alive. I pray you'll hear my song, 'cause our love got us this far, and our union must go on.
When I finished, I remember what seemed to me to be a very long silence, like the audience was unsure about how to react. Then the applause began and built, and it got pretty loud. I figured that they all appreciated that I said something in a song that was kind of critical of the union, but in a gentle, caring way, and accurate. I figured from the applause that lots of folks there felt the same way I did. It's just so hard to speak up and go against the grain sometimes. It was a bit daunting to think of a way to gently confront the AFL-CIO when I knew they were always getting attacked by big business and government as well. I tried using the idea of someone having problems in a personal relationship, where someone we love has given up doing some of the things that we used to love most about them. Do we call them out on it? Or is it more caring to simply let them go through whatever they're going through and then wait for them to figure it out on their own? And if we do that, how long do we wait for them to figure it out before we say something? I worked on the subtleties of that song quite a bit. I think I got it okay. I wrote it on my Appalachian Mountain dulcimer because of those drone strings. They made it feel more intimate and personal. And I made that dulcimer myself with some guidance from a fellow named Carmine Sabio. He owned or rented the Dulcimer Works in Venice, California. I thought, if I'm going to play the acoustic guitar for a living, I should probably learn how to make an acoustic instrument. Found out that making a guitar is a lot more complicated than making a dulcimer. So Carmine let me work making dulcimers with him in return for some raw materials and instruction about how to make my own. I carved a beautiful headstock out of Brazilian rosewood. Looks kind of like a griffin or eagle. And I searched out some small yellow glass eyes from a taxidermist in Silver Lake. That's a whole nother story. And I glued them into the head. And for the tailstock, I carved a 7-feathered eagle tail that blends right into the Brazilian rosewood back, which I think it's illegal to import these days. It wasn't back then. On the front of the dulcimer, there's a book match spruce, and the fretboard's made of 7 layers of alternating rosewood and maple. It's a thing of beauty. Then, just 2 years after the AFL CIO convention in 1982, my dulcimer was stolen out of my car along with my Gibson J50 guitar. It was in San Francisco, opening for Jerry Jeff Walker at the Great American Music Hall. I tried to track it down. The police told me I'd probably never see it again. But I pasted a little label inside of it, had my name on it, and about 25 years later, it came home to me. Someone found me, called me out of the blue to ask about it, and I was able to buy it back from them. But I digress. My dulcimer story is just a cul-de-sac in our main conversation. I wanted to chew on this particular song together because over the last 40 or 50 years, our unions have been undermined and decimated by our system of capitalism and corporations. Unionism became a bad word. And sure, unions are made up of humans who get jealous and scared and are selfish, just like the humans in corporations. But the bottom line is very different, because unions organize to better the quality of every person's life, and corporations fight to make as much money as possible to better the lives of the individuals who are highest up on their food chain. With this coronavirus pandemic on us worldwide and the failure of tough guy governments all over the world, we have a chance to relearn how to organize, support, and care for each other socially and politically. Unions can play a big part in implementing this change. If we're to survive on our planet together, we have to learn to care more about the plight of working class people and to organize our actions to protect and support the diversity of all humans and the survival of other life forms on our planet. It's called interdependency. And like our indigenous brothers and sisters who know how important the health of the earth is to our own survival here, we need to cooperate with each other to get back onto that union heart track. Our work is not just for more money, not just for union members, and not just for a privileged few. Our work now needs to be for the health, safety, survival, and good of our entire global society as a whole. That, too, is a thing of beauty. I'm Peter Alsop. So glad you stopped by. Please feel free to share this podcast with your friends. I'll be back next week with another song to chew. Stay safe, and don't forget to wash your paws. Bye for now.